Hi, I'm going to give an explanation of why we're using the MedX equipment in our office. We're using the MedX equipment because it is the #1 equipment in the world for exercise. And it was developed out of a lot of years of research on exercising. And let me give you a little bit of a background on who started it. There was an engineer who wanted to work out and wanted to get the best results from his workouts. And so when he was in the gym, he found out that when he was lifting weights that it wasn't really designed for optimal strengthening and endurance, and he wasn't getting the results that he really wanted. And the reason was, let me just use this example here. This is a dumbbell, and this is what he used. In this position, I can hold this dumbbell like this for a long time, 15-20 minutes. There's no problem with that. I can hold it up in this position. There's really no resistance. It's very easy to be able to do that because there's not much stimulation of the muscle. But when I'm in this position, there's a lot of stress on the muscle, stimulation of the muscle, and that's where the muscle actually starts to grow, is when there's stimulation. So when he was doing the exercise, or when somebody's doing an exercise with a dumbbell, when you start off at the bottom, there's really not much stimulation of the muscle, and there's not much stimulation of the top. And so when you're going through the range of motion, you're getting very little effect and very little stimulation of the muscle. So what this person did was he decided that he would create some devices and some machines that would give more stimulation through the full range of motion. And he created some machines, and they worked pretty well. And he started selling them, and got the interest of football players, strength training people, Olympic athletes, bodybuilders, and so forth. And he became quite successful with the machines because he was selling them, and people were getting better results than they were with just working with free weights. Eventually, he got to the point where he was selling these machines, and he was selling them all over the world. And he decided that he really wanted to go to the next level because he had gotten so involved with this, and he actually was obsessed with having the best machines, and he decided that he wasn't going to be able to do that with this particular company. And so he sold the company, and the company was called Nautilus, and they created a lot of people bought the machines, created companies on that. And then he developed something called the MedX machines. The MedX machines were like a step up from Nautilus, a lot more involved, a lot more specific, less friction. The engineering was superior, and I'll show you the same exercise on a MedX machine. Here's our MedX machine here. And what we have is a double weight stack here, and the reason that we have a double weight stack is because down here they go in 20-pound increments, and that might be too much of a jump for somebody. So for example, if you're using maybe, let's say, 100 pounds and you're doing your exercise, you would have to jump 20 pounds, and that might be too much of a jump. Or if that's too much weight, you might have to drop down 20 pounds, and it's too much of a jump as well. So we've got a double weight stack, and the weight stack up here goes in 2-pound increments. So we can specifically set, let's say for example, we were at 100 pounds and we wanted 106 pounds, put this at 100 here, and then 6 here, or whatever the case is. It's a lot more specific. The exercise goes through the full range of motion, and there's weight in this position, there's weight in this position, there's resistance all the way through the whole range of motion, and there's very little friction, so you're really like exercising and going through almost like air because it's very little friction with doing this particular exercise. The difference is with other machines, there may be up to 30% of friction. So when you're pulling the weights up and you're lifting, let's say, 100 pounds, you're not really lifting 100 pounds, you're lifting 130 pounds because of the friction. When you're letting the weights back down, the friction actually helps you, so now you're letting down only 70 pounds. So there's a big discrepancy there with bringing the weights up and letting them back down. So the MedX equipment is designed to help you to get the best results. our techniques involved with this actually bring it to the next level. And this is where you really make the big difference in getting your results. So I hope that explains a little bit more about why we're using the machines, and they're a lot safer as well, because when we're doing the exercise, we're in the perfect position. There's really not much variation here. And each time we're doing the exercise, we're doing it the same way every single time. So thank you, and watch the next video on our particular protocol that we use as well. Thank you.